I've witnessed the excitement of a hero story, but I've also witnessed the quiet power of ordinary magic. It's in the tiny moments that we find the seeds of resilience. I love a good hero story. A person overcomes a challenge with their ingenuity and their grit, and then they live happily ever after. Whoa, hold on a moment here. Life is more than just one moment in time. What happened before that? And what happened to them afterwards? Resilience researchers are understanding that whole life resilience is not just about grit or an amazing act of intelligence or creativity. It comes from daily things like family, communities, and routine. One of the world's leading resilience researchers, Masten, coined this ordinary magic. I've witnessed the excitement of a hero story, but I've also witnessed the quiet power of ordinary magic. So during my escape from Vietnam, we were on a boat in the South China Sea, and we were boarded by pirates. Now, these pirates were very evil. They would take the women and children and they'd put them onto this solitary island. And once in a while, they'd stop by this island and abuse these women and children. And of course, they'd kill the men and they'd take our money. But my father, who is the captain, or was the captain of our boat, he's a very charismatic person. And the pirates took a liking to him. So they said, you know what? We won't kill you. Thank you. And we won't take your women and children away from you. Thank you. But we will take your money. So they took us back to their island and they strip searched all of us. Now my mom, she had bought these tiny bars of gold before we left, and she sewed them into the sleeve of my sister's shirt, and then she rolled it up, which was the style back then anyway. Now, nobody thought to look in the sleeve of a 9-year-old girl to find the gold. So they took whatever money that other people had lying around, and then they gave us back our belongings, and they were nice enough to direct us to an oil rig in international waters where we might be able to be rescued. And I tell that story of the oil rig in my video, Letting Go. So the people from the oil rig transported us to a refugee camp on the island of Galang in Indonesia. Now, everybody on this island in that camp could tell you a hero story. But here, we were no longer heroes. We were just people who lost everything and had absolutely no idea what the future held for us. We stayed in barracks, and each family was given a square of 2 meters by 2 meters to live in. That was where we ate, that was where we bathed, that was where we slept. Their rations for us were 2 cups of rice and some crackers. We did not get any fruit or vegetable, and we did not get any meat. Because my mom had been able to keep those bars of gold, she bought a kiosk where my parents sold clothes. And from that revenue, we were able to get some meat and some fruit and vegetables and go to the local movie theater or whatnot. My parents would spend the day talking to other refugees and talking to shoppers. My sister and I would spend the day playing in the field, just running around with the other kids. And some of the people in the refugee camp were entertainers. I specifically remembered this one magician. He swallowed a thread, and then he'd take a sewing needle, poke it into his stomach, and then pull out the thread. It was those little moments, talking to each other, sharing the same loss and the same uncertainty, playing, In the rain, the kids would just take off their clothes and bathe, looking forward to the weather changes in the tropics, looking forward to entertainment and magic shows. These simple things helped us get through a challenging phase of our lives. That experience reminds me that it's in the tiny moments that we find the seeds of resilience.